Okay, so this one, compared to example 8, it has a 2 and a 2 attached to the absolute value, and we're subtracting x. So remember yesterday when I told you our goal is to, to make sure that all we do is get the absolute value by itself. In order to do that, you have to add or subtract first. So we're going to get rid of the x. You're not going to divide by 2. That's what we're going to do last. We're going to add x to both sides. You guys, whenever you go to solve any equation and you're trying to isolate the variable or isolate the absolute value, you always are going to start with your what's being added or subtracted first. So these cancel out, and I am left with 2 times the absolute value of x plus 1 equals, well, 3x plus x is, so I'm going to write 4x minus 4. Now, remember what we talked about yesterday. Whenever there's a number in front of absolute value, you can't distribute it because the absolute value is a operation. So we can't, even though it means multiplication, we can't multiply yet. So we're going to divide each side or each term by 2. So we're going to divide everything. So I'm left with the absolute value of x plus 1. 4x divided by 2 is 2x. And then 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now, once you get to that part, what it's saying is that the absolute value is by itself. So we can set it up. So we're going to have x plus 1, because what's inside the parentheses stays. And then I'm going to write 2x minus 2. Or what's in the set of the absolute value stays the same. X plus 1 stays the same, but this changes. Or it could equal negative 2x plus 2. Now we're going to solve both equations. Again, you guys, whenever I solve, you guys, I'm always going to put my variable on the left. I used to never be like that, but since I started teaching, I really like to be consistent, so I always move any of my variables to the left-hand side. So I'm going to move my 2x to the side of the x. You don't have to. You can move it however you want to, but I'm going to move it to the left-hand side. One minus 2. 1x minus 2x. Negative 1x. Plus 1 equals negative 2. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. Negative x equals negative 3. We're going to divide each side by negative 1. And x equals 3. Now we need to plug that into the original equation to make sure we're right. So I'm just going to check it really quick here. So what is 3? Oh, sorry. What is 3 plus 1? 4. What is the absolute value of 4?
Negative 4.
Remember, the absolute value is always going to be positive, no matter what. So 3 plus 1 is 4. The absolute value of 4 is 4. 4 times 2? 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. 3 times 3? And then what is 9 minus 4? So is 3 a solution? Because it works, 5 equals 5, so this is a solution. Now we're going to solve the other one, we're going to test that, okay? I'm going to add 2x to both sides. What is x plus 2x? So I need to get rid of the 1, so I subtract 1 from both sides. 2 minus 1 is 1. I'm going to divide by 3. And x equals 1/3. Now, do you think I should check it?
Always check it.
Always check it. What is 1/3 plus 1?
1 to 1/3.
Okay. What's the matter? Yeah, do you understand what he said to you?
You subtracted 2.
So over here up here I had made it negative, so I added 2 to both sides. Because you had to take the opposite. So when you set up the second problem, all of this becomes the opposite of what it was.
Okay, I'm confused from step 2, step 1.
This one right here,
Like how you got
Like at the beginning, when you like subtract the x and then you divide it by 2.
oh, right here.
Yeah, I thought you would add the x to get 4x.
But that's not, I did, right here, 4x. 3x plus x is 4x.
So then it's minus 6, right?
No, because 4 divided by 2 is 2.
Wait, where'd that 2 come from?
The 2's at the left in front of the.
Okay, so I'm going to do this section first. I'm going to do this last. What's another way I can write 1 and 1/3? I want to write it as a improper fraction, not a mixed number. What? 4/3. So I'm just going to write this as 4/3. So what is the absolute value of 4/3? 4/3. Okay. What is 2 times 4/3? What is 2 times 4? What is it? You don't.
8/3.
You got it. It's perfect. 8/3 minus 1/3 is, bless you. That's not bless you, but 7/3. So you guys, again, I just plugged in 1/3. This is something also you could do in your calculator, but I'm just showing you. So 1/3 plus 1 was 1 and 1/3. I changed it to an improper fraction. You told me the absolute value of 4/3 is 4/3. 2 times 4 is 8. You leave the 3. 8 minus 1 is 7/3. Now, what is 3 times 1/3? So these cancel out and you're left with 1, right? What is 1 minus 4? -3. Is that a true statement? Does 7/3 equal -1/3? I mean -3? No, so what does this make this?
Extraneous solution.
It's an extraneous solution. You guys, fractions do not go away. So if you are trying to make sure that you don't ever have to use a fraction, or you're going to skip things with fractions, Please remember that you are going to take the SAT, ACT, or the PSAT, and they will have fractions on there. I'll be more than happy to help you before or after school, but I am going to put fractions on the test, okay? What other questions do you have?